If I love you, I can't lie to you.
Of course you can lie to me. And you will. If you love me and you're going off with Maddie someplace, you're lying to me. Because what the hell do I care about the truth? I care if you're there. When Billie Holiday say, hush now, don't explain.
All right, I accept that.
Now, imagine this video came out on Valentine's Day. The reason why I wasn't able to post or make this video and post on Valentine's Day is because on the D-Day, on Valentine's Day, they took the lights. There was like a blackout, I'm pretty sure all over Nigeria, so I wasn't able to post, I wasn't able to film anything. So yeah, just imagine this is February 14th.
I cannot breathe when you are not near. I love you, Charlotte.
What is love? Most people try not to define love because they feel it's undefinable. It's just a feeling you feel, and when you know, you know. But to be more specific, according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, love is defined as a strong affection for another arising out of kinship or personal ties. So I guess for this could describe the love you feel in friendships or for, I guess, family relations. Love can also be defined as a warm attachment or enthusiasm or devotion. Now, I went to Reddit to see what people were saying about love, as one does, because where else would you go? Now, someone posted 2 amazing definitions of love. The first one is by Oscar Wilde. You don't love someone for their clothes or their car or what they can provide, to paraphrase there. You love someone because they sing a song only you can understand. And I saw another by Bell Brooks in her book All About Love. It describes love as an act of a will, namely an intention or an action. A will implies choice. You don't have to love, you choose to love. So with that being said, as most things in life, love is subjective. Oscar Wilde defines it as a song only you can understand. So I guess to him, love is about a deep connection. Well, according to Bell Brooks, love is an action. Now, both of these things can be true, and I'm sure are true. Now, I don't know about the strong, compelling force that draws you to a person, you know, so like, I guess I have never been in love. I was literally talking to my friend the other day because I was watching Bridgerton season 2, and you know, Kate and Anthony, they have like this kind of push and pull relationship. They're like, no, I hate you, I love you, and like the hate they were really feeling is just like love misplaced or something. And I was kind of pissed at him because I'm like, if you say this is what you want to marry Edwina, you want a perfect wife, like, why not just go ahead and do that?
Nor take any plan unadvisedly, lightly and wantonly, to satisfy men's carnal lusts and appetites, like brute beasts have no understanding, but discreetly and kindly.
Why are you staring longingly at kids and all of that? But honestly, that's a topic for another day. This video is not solely going to be about love. It is going to be about the connection between love, grief, and death. I would say grief is what one feels when they lose someone you love, or they love rather. And so much of this video, especially the part that deals with grief, is actually from Olisonvia's video, Why Grief is Good for Us, Finding the Hash Value in Loss. It's a very good video. I suggest you check it out. I'm going to leave a link below. Now, grief is an inevitable part of life. To live is to love, is to lose, it's to be happy, you know, it's all of these things. So it's not surprising that if you're alive, you'll definitely grieve someone, because people go, be it by death or breakups, or I guess moving to a new city and leaving all your family, your friends, and I guess family behind or loved ones behind. So it's part of the things that make us feel alive. If I had in this bag now a potion that would remove the feeling of grief, most people wouldn't opt to take it. Because actually, to grieve something means that you actually had the opportunity to care for that thing. Because what is grief if not love persevering? Grief is truly an expression of love, but it has its downside. It makes us want to cut ourselves from the world and isolate. Another reason why I'm making this video is because I recently lost my grandmother early this year. Actually, it's 2nd of January, and it's been a lot, I guess. And for the longest time, actually throughout January, I was down and I thought I was depressed because I have experienced depression before, and I thought that I had, like, should I say, relapsed or something. But now I feel fine, but I still feel a change in me. I don't feel the same way I was last year, like just in December. I feel like so much has changed, and I guess that's the difference between grief and depression. Depression is more about the self, it's about the ego, it's about, I guess, you personally. There's a change in you, whereas with grief, it's like the world is not the same anymore. Something has changed and you no longer want to associate yourself with it. You see the world in a new light, whereas with depression, it's like you don't even notice the world. And now death is a scary word for most people. It's something we pray against, but it's not until this loss happened to me that I was like, I might have been quite naive praying against that. Like, yeah, we can pray because miracles can happen and all of that, but that is an inevitable part of life. It's not till this thing happened that I realized that it can happen to anybody, really. And it's not a good thing, but that's life. That's life, unfortunately. And now, because that's happened, I feel like I have this antenna. Though I feel like it's fading away, but when it happened, I feel like I had an antenna that could tell if someone had gone through the same thing that I had. Is like that episode in You where, I guess, where love was like, she sees it in Joe's eyes that he's been through what she has been through.
Ever since it happened, I've been able to see this thing in people who've been through it. I see that every time I look in your eyes.
And it was the same way, except the way I described it artistically, I even like drew it out, was that like I could tell there was a hole in, I guess, people who had felt the same ways hearts, and see it in them, and subconsciously I could just like feel like something was missing in them, same thing that was missing in me. It's strange and hard to explain, but yeah, that's how I felt at the very beginning. And it was easier to talk to people who I kind of felt had gone through the same thing. I had confirmed it also, because like when I would share, they'll be like, oh yeah, I lost someone, and yes, I don't know, it was just easier to share with people who had gone through the same thing, because I don't know, like in a weird way, I feel like they got it the way someone who hadn't gone through something like that or lost would get it. And yeah, and like I said, I feel less naive now. I feel more stoic. Like when it happened, I was like, screw it, nothing matters, we all die anyway. But now I'm like, screw it, like nothing matters, we all die anyway. Like like things that mattered before don't matter again. I'm like, it's not that deep. Like this person said this or they did this to me, it's not that deep. You know, we move on, life goes on, because there's like so little meaning in the things that we feel like are a big deal when like you could be living your best life.
Well, I think life is precious because you can't watch it again. Once you realise you're not going to be around forever, I think that's what makes life so magical. One day you'll eat your last meal, smell your last flower, hug your friend for the very last time. You might not know it's the last time, so that's why you should do everything you love with passion.
And honestly, I don't know if I am done grieving. It's a feeling that I wouldn't want to feel again. But the way grief works, it's not a straight line. You know that stages of grief, it's like acceptance can be in the beginning stage, honestly, while anger can be in the last stage. Like it's everywhere. It's not a straight line. And I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm done grieving. And yeah, and there's this thing about, I guess, the end stages of grief, where you're like, if I stop grieving them, doesn't mean that they didn't matter as much. Like if I only grieved for a month, doesn't mean that the love was not that deep, the relationship was not that deep. And honestly, I don't think so. I don't think we stop grieving per se. I feel like the grief stays with us, like that hole in our hearts. It's always going to be there, but it's going to be filled now with new experiences, new memories. We carry the people we've lost with us, and like you learn to live with the pain, I guess. It sounds very, should I say, sad, but I don't mean it in a sad way. Like this is just like, that's life, you know? So you feel that hurt with new experiences, and yeah, I guess you keep on trying and trying until like you feel better and you kind of come to the stage where you've accepted, I guess, everything that happened, and you come to the stage where you've learned to live with it, and you're like, it is what it is. Hence stoicism. You move on, life goes on. By the way, grief is related to loss, and loss doesn't actually always mean death, and death doesn't actually mean, I guess, someone being buried in the ground or losing their life. That can signify the end of something, you know, something has come to an end. So this grieving, or this thing called grief, isn't necessarily, I guess, objective. Like all things in life, grief is subjective. So I can grieve a relationship, I can grieve a job loss, I can grieve the death of a loved one. I just felt like talking about this because why not? I feel like I feel a lot. Tautology. I know I feel a lot, and I guess that's just because I'm an empath, you know, an IP, if you will.
I always know I'm an IP, intuitive person. Took a whole seminar about it.
Thank you for watching. I would really love to hear your experience, because something that helped me get through my grieving period. I think I'm still grieving, I don't know, man. The feeling of grief might come back tomorrow, I don't know. But right now I'm fine, that's what I know. But a video that helped me was hearing other people's experiences with death. You know, like I literally went on YouTube and searched death, or how to deal with grief. No, how to deal with death or something like that. But yeah, so I clicked on a video and I just kept on reading the comments, and people were just saying how they lost someone, they feel so sad, and like in my tears I was like reading all of that, and I felt seen. I felt like I wasn't alone, like this is not peculiar to me. And I guess, yeah, that helped in some strange way. It helped me. So I would really love to hear everyone's experience on this subject, because once again, what is grief if not love persevering?